Hello, and welcome to Shift4 Shop's presentation, Online Store Manager, Shipping Options. Thank you for taking the time to be with us today. My name is Arne Simmons, and I'm a training specialist here at Shift4 Payments, which is the parent company of Shift4 Shop. I've been extremely fortunate to have been able to do what I absolutely love for the last 2 decades, which is training. And for just under the last decade, conducting systems training, which is what brings us together today. In our time together, we will be covering the following Shift4 Shop shipping topics: shipping configurations via shipping settings and shipping methods, which includes real-time shipping versus custom or offline shipping methods, including registering and or adding carrier credentials, setting the shipping origin, methods, and range-based. Let's start at the very beginning. Our login page, username and password required. Once you're in, we'll take you to our initial setup page, where we're giving you additional help to get you up and running with your Shift4 Shop store. To the right, in the black rectangle with Shift4 Shop, there's a video embedded in there to help you get up and running. We also have separate links that will take you to different categories, including payment, selecting your theme, products, etc. And finally, for our startup help, we also have the navigation help off to the right. That will give you 4 different categories, and those are some of those main categories to get you up and running. You can simply select that navigation help. It will expand. You can select the category that you need, and it will be help that's specified to that specific category. All right, once you're up and running, yours will look more like this from the dashboard, but yours will be filled in time with lines and colors as you include, or as the system includes, your sales and orders, even visitors to your shop. You can scroll down and see more information from the dashboard. And please know that we have 5 other webinars in this series. 5 other webinars that go more in depth into other topics outside of our topic today, shipping. So for the far left side, we have the left-hand navigation menu. The left-hand navigation menu we can think of as our motherboard if we're going to stick with the rocket theme, putting the rocket fuel in your business. This is how you access most parts of the online store manager. And today we'll be using it to get to our shipping section. Prior to that, let's do a quick overview. The left-hand navigation menu can be fully expanded, as we just saw, or by selecting the left-facing arrow, we can collapse that down or minimize to what we see off to the right. If we want to expand it again, simply select the right-facing arrow to repopulate. We notice that there are numbers at the top of the left-hand navigation window, or menu, pardon me. That's going to give you a snapshot of what you have in each of those categories. So our fully expanded left-hand navigation menu, they have 1 order, 13 products, and 1 customer. Off to the right, they have nothing, no orders, 3 products, and 4 customers. So just at a snapshot. What we want to do now to get to our payment options, we'll select settings. We can do that by simply clicking on the settings line or that little plus and expanding the category if our left-hand navigation menu is fully expanded. Or if it's the narrow version, we can hover over the icons and that will populate the information off to the right. So either way, we're going to select settings, and from settings, shipping. This takes us to our shipping page. And from our shipping page, we're going to select from the shipping settings section, edit shipping. There are 2 different ways that we can send off our shipping. We can get live rates from our carriers. We can also do our custom or range-based rates. We're going to start with the live rates. So for the live rates, from our shipping settings page, we'll select shipping origin. Now in this category, if you notice, we have all of these different options that are collapsed. We look down to real-time shipping. That is expanded. We can tell they're collapsed or expanded from the far right side. And on the far right side, the column will show or hide or show. So we want to expand shipping origin. For shipping origin, we're going to put in our ship from location. So we want to ship our products from our store or from our home. That's typically the address that will be entered here. Let's go ahead and enter here, White Marsh, Maryland, and our zip code. Of course, you'll be entering whatever is best for you. Next, we have our general settings. So we've selected general settings to get that to expand. Here you're able to customize for your customers again. And here can be some things that really can be time and money savers for you also. Here's an example. We have the option, third option down on the left, disable shipping to PO boxes. That can be selected if you're shipping via UPS or FedEx. UPS and FedEx do not ship to PO boxes. Let's say initially you're only getting a few sales or orders each week, and so you're printing them off. If you get any PO boxes, you take them down to the UPS or USPS store and ship everything else through UPS or FedEx. But now the orders start to roll in and it slips through the cracks. A PO box address gets in with your FedEx or UPS shipping. The store or your pickup person doesn't catch the PO box just like you didn't. Now it goes into their system. Someone catches it along the way because they do not deliver to PO boxes. So it comes back to you. Now you're charged for the outgoing rate. You're charged for the return rate. And your customer has not received their product. By the time you get it back, they may have been expecting it there. So now are you going to pay for expedited shipping to get it to them with an apology? To avoid that, you could simply select disable shipping to PO boxes if you're using UPS or FedEx. Another option that we have here, and this is not only for the general settings, but we'll take a look at it right now. We have these special information icons. These gray eye icons are there for you throughout. This isn't a temporary thing, but you can hover over it to get some information temporarily. So it's going to give you quick help for different fields or boxes that you can tick and options, letting you know the benefit of it, what it's for. Maybe it's even telling you if you're able to upload a file versus typing your information in manually. So those are helps throughout the system. Again, not just limited to shipping. Now we drop down to our real-time shipping settings. What we've done in the last two categories is input the information that our shipping carrier will need to know in order to generate these real or live shipping rates for us. So here we can select from our credentials column, enter credentials, or we also give you one that is a custom option. So if you have a carrier that you use that's not listed or pre-populated for you, let's say you're in an area where you use bike carriers. All right, we don't have them in the system. You could go ahead and enter that by selecting Show Settings. In our case, we're going to use UPS. So we'll select Enter Credentials. We get our credentials for UPS pop-up box, and we'll enter the credentials if we already have that set up and we already have an account with UPS. Let's say we don't have an account with UPS. No problem. Here, you would simply select Register in the lower right corner of the pop-up box, and that will take you, still within our system, over to the UPS wizard or whatever other company or carrier you wanted to register with. It gives you the option to do all of that right online, and it links the information back to your Shift4 shop. Next, we're back on the shipping page, and this time we're going to go up and select shipping methods and select methods. Here we see our default methods right at the top under our shipping methods. So we have both free shipping and flat rate. Both of these are set up in the system for you. You just need to make the decision whether you'd like to use it or not. If you'd like to use it, click on the toggle bar. It'll turn blue. That's active. If it's gray, it's inactive. So let's go ahead and work with the one that we've chosen, flat rate. With flat rate, we're able to enter a flat shipping rate. So let's say we don't want to give live rates where we're figuring it out per shipment. Instead, we say, you know what? We just want to charge $10 flat rate per shipment. We might also want to say it's $10 per item for shipping. Let's say maybe they're heavier items that we have. So if you buy 3, it's going to be $30 for shipping, as opposed to if we don't tick that per item box, it's going to be $10 for those 3 items. So you're able to customize based on your needs. Next, we're going to drop down to custom. In our custom section, we have the option, as we see in the center here, to customize by weight, amount, quantity, or by postal code. We're going to start by selecting Add New. By selecting Add New, you guessed it, we get a pop-up box. With our pop-up box, we get to do our custom shipping now. Here I'm going to say, if you are in the state of Maryland, and then based on specific zip codes, I want to be able to allow you the option to come in and pick up your item rather than having it shipped to you. So I'm going to select by zip code and add method. From there, I'll select custom so that I can change what my customer sees when they enter a specific zip code within Maryland. So when they enter one of the zip codes that I've entered into the system, they'll see this message. Instead of seeing the caption by zip code, they'll see in-store contactless pickup. So they can either have it shipped or they can select in-store contactless pickup. From here, I'll go to the far right and select the toggle bar or gear. That will give me a drop down, and I'll select Edit Zip Codes. I've already entered 3 zip codes into the system, and now I'll go ahead and enter the 4th. As I enter the 4th zip code into the system, it populates, and now anyone who places an order and enters a Maryland zip code that's listed here, one of these 4, they will receive the option to come into the store to pick up their item as opposed to having it shipped to them. Here's a little bonus with our shipping by zip. Instead of entering in each of those zip codes, if I said, well, you know, I want it for all of Maryland, I could put Maryland 21 and then an asterisk or star, which would give it the wild card. So anything that came after 21, any additional zip codes or any included with 21 would all receive that message. I could also say, if you look at our options here, 2 of them start out 211 and 2 start out 212. I could have also put 211 asterisk, 212 asterisk, and again, any zip codes that start out 211 or 212 in Maryland would then see that zip code. They would see that message versus by zip, they would see the message free contactless pickup. All right. Next, we have additional options for live rate. So we could go ahead and select the carriers that we typically use or any other live rate carriers that we would like for our customers to have an option to select. Now, we have some additional options for you. We'll start with insurance. You can have insurance added as either optional or mandatory for your customers. Let's say that you sell items that are expensive and you would like for your customers to have the option to add insurance. You could simply fill out this information here in our Add New range. You could have it based on the dollar amount. You could have it on a range starting at this amount, going up to this amount, or starting at this amount with no cap. You could put a specific price on it. You could make it required so that it's not optional for your customers, or you could leave it as their option. You would select Add Range. And again, that would pass that cost along to your customer as opposed to you absorbing the cost. Likewise with handling. Let's say that you have items that are very large or very fragile and you have to put in a lot of extra packing materials. You could add handling cost, which would allow you to pass those handling costs off to your customer as opposed to absorbing them. Again, customizing it to your needs. And finally, we have our country list. With our country list, we can select Edit Countries, and you can determine what countries you will or will not ship to. You can also select for states within the U.S. as well. Let's say you want to ship only in the U.S., only in the continental U.S., you'd like to exclude Hawaii and Puerto Rico because of the higher cost of shipping. All of these changes or options can be made through customizing your shipping countries and select Save. Just below the country list, we also give you some recommended shipping solutions. We have an awesome system here for you with Shift4Shop, but we also know that there are some things over and beyond what we offer that you may need either now or as your company grows in time. So we offer some recommended shipping solutions that work well with the Shift4Shop. You can select sign up with no obligation to view the options, what they offer, and pricing. If you are interested, you can simply sign up from there and it will automatically link to your Shift4Shop. In closing, we want to thank you for your time and attention throughout this webinar. And because you stayed with us, we'd like to also offer some bonus material. So from our shipping settings page, we also offer shipping label solution settings. So from there, some additional options for you. We did see address verification, but we also offer multiple distributors, restrictive shipping, and drop shipping and fulfillment. And if you select drop shipping and fulfillment, you'll have additional options as seen here, our fulfillment plugin options. So we do try to offer as much as possible, again, to help you to eliminate some of the additional cost or hassle that's associated with some of the shipping and inventory as your company grows or based on your needs now. Again, we also have from the modules section on the left-hand navigation menu, some additional add-ons in addition to those ones that we pinpointed out or highlighted for you as they relate to shipping. So from the module section, you have a plethora of other modules to choose from. You also have a search option where you can enter what you're looking for and see if we can bring forward some specific items for you. So I've entered ship, and from ship, as opposed to shipping or shipment, which may have excluded some, I see that there are 4 different options under modules at this time. And finally, I wanted to point out that we do also offer reports available for shipping and payment. So under reports, you have shipment, payment and shipping, and you could select that so that you can also take a look to see what's going on with your shipping, and the default, again, the last 30 days. So again, as we close, Want to thank you for your time and attention as we present to you Shift4 Shop shipping setup. We like to say that the competition can't compete, and we lay it out for you, some of the highlights. And we want you to know that we are here for you to put that rocket fuel in your business. Again, here 24/7, 365 with live support to help to get you up and running and continued success with Shift4 Shop. Thank you so much and have a wonderful week.